We're good? Okay, good. Hi, and welcome, YouTube friends. And welcome, actual three-dimensional carbon-based friends here in the room with us. So, how's everyone doing? We're good? We're good. So a couple of things I want to announce before I forget. First is that this is our last meeting before I go east. I'm going to have a couple of events on the East Coast, and if you're listening who are in the New York, New Jersey area, I'm going to be Sunday morning, June 2nd. It's all on my website, all this information. But Sunday morning, June 2nd, I'll be leading a meditation and discussion in Roselle Park, New Jersey. Then it's a 5-day retreat, fearless retreat, on living beyond fear and anxiety and anger and all that stuff at the Omega Institute, 2 hours north of New York, New Jersey. And on June 23rd, back here in California, I'll be at the Center for Spiritual Living in Newport, Costa Mesa. It's a really nice group. You know, some of their people come often for our day-long retreats here. You know, Kathy, the other Kathy, and I'm blanking out on the name, but a couple of ladies from that group come here for a lot of our day-long retreats. So I'm going to be doing a thing there on the poetry of enlightenment. So that's fun. I'm looking forward to that. New book out. I just saw a friend of mine. I just saw her today. She's actually my acupuncturist. She's a really good acupuncturist, and her practice. She specializes a lot in fertility, sexuality stuff, and so forth. And her first book has just come out called "Conceiving with Love." It's a beautiful title, I think. It's a beautiful book, so it's not just about, approaching fertility problems and sexuality problems as a medical thing, although she knows all the medical stuff backwards and forwards, but it's a love thing, and it's a consciousness thing. So this book may be something that someone you know should know about. So here it is. Take a look at this afterward. Okay. So, and for those of you, you know what? Some noise just started out there. Let's open more windows on this side, and we'll crank that window closed. Good. So you want to just open that door some more, and we'll open a window over here. Are we back of the frame here? Okay, good. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of construction on this block, but this is after hours. They're supposed to be done now. But it doesn't matter, because it's just another thing, and there's always going to be something. Reminds me of the time I was on a long retreat with my teacher Maharishi, a 5 months retreat. We were on Majorca, little tiny Spanish island in the middle of the Mediterranean. And Maharishi always emphasized, don't worry about noise, don't worry about thoughts, don't worry, whatever's there, don't worry about it. Don't engage with it, don't try to push it away, it doesn't matter. So what Maharishi used to do was he'd go wherever the rent was cheap, to try to keep the costs down so that we could all afford to go on retreat with him. So in the summertime, we would go to ski places. We would go to Switzerland in the summertime, and in the wintertime, we would go to beach places. Because we were just going to be sitting indoors with our eyes closed. All we were going to be seeing was the insides of our eyelids, so it didn't matter what the weather was. So it was very clever. So here we're in Mallorca in the middle of winter, and we're all meditating for like hours a day. Just hours a day, just getting very, very deep into it. And don't try this at home, by the way. And it's winter, and I'm wearing long johns, and I'm wrapped up in blankets, and I get my meditation seat all set up, and I'm sitting there settled. And it turned out that right across the hallway from the door of my room, there was a little alcove, and that's where the maids would congregate and gossip about stuff when they were goofing off from their work. And and if I didn't speak any Spanish, it wouldn't be a problem. It would just be like blah, blah. But I speak just enough Spanish that my mind would be like working on translating what they were saying. And I would just sit there trying to ignore it for, the first half hour, the second half hour. And finally, I would jump up in my long johns, run out there, and I'd have some very well-rehearsed thing to shout at them in Spanish. And they would laugh at me. And this went on for, days or weeks. Finally, I got the retreat manager to convince the maids to go somewhere else to gossip. And then I started noticing my radiator was making all these crazy sounds, all this popping and, and so I go, okay, how can I possibly meditate with the sounds of the radiator going? So I start going through all this stuff. If I move over here, where's the acoustic dead spot in the room where I can relocate my meditation seat? I'm putting stuff on top of the radiator to try to, damp out the vibration and so forth. I finally managed to somehow get that thing resolved. I go, okay, now I can meditate. And now I start hearing the waves of the Mediterranean lapping up against the shore. And I find myself thinking, okay, what can I do about the waves? Can I talk to Maharishi about that? And that's when I went, oh, I get it. I'm nuts, right? This is nuts. I mean, everyone, right? It's a very common kind of insanity. It's called trying to change the stuff you can't change. Trying to make everything okay by controlling the outer environment, which you will never be able to control. And that was the moment when I suddenly saw myself thinking about what can I do about the waves. I went, oh, funnily enough, Maharishi's right. Just ignore the sounds because you've got no other options. Ignore does not mean trying to blank them out. Ignore means, okay, there they are. You just don't much bother about them. Okay? So it's that way with noise and with everything else, really. Okay? So let's sit comfortably. Find what's comfortable for you. It's usually good to let your hands be loose on your knees or in your lap. Maybe let's pull our shoulders up to our ears and then drop them. And actually this time let's take a deep breath and pull our shoulders up to our ears. And then drop them as we exhale through the mouth. And one more time. Okay. And let's close our eyes. And what do we do next? Nothing in particular. We're already present. We're already aware. as always. This awareness is the most ordinary thing in the world. Nothing special about it. It's the one common thread that runs through every moment. In every moment, we're present, we're aware. And within that awareness, experiences come and go. The stuff we're aware of. The sounds of the traffic, the airplane, this voice. Sounds just come and go. They arise within this awareness and they go away. And please notice whether it takes any effort, whether it involves any doing for you to hear the sounds as they arise and pass away. No, you didn't do anything to hear that car pass us. It just happened. So this is this beautiful, natural effortlessness and spontaneity of how we experience. So sounds arise and pass away by themselves. And everything else is just like that. Sensations, feelings, thoughts. Any experience that we're aware of is just something arising within this awareness and then passing away on its own.
Silence.
So nothing for us to do but sit within that situation. So Laura, you have to not talk during the session, okay?
Oh, sorry, Dean.
Okay, thank you. That's one thing. We don't ask much. We sit and we be quiet and we let the experience happen.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Good. So that's the simple instruction for all of us. We just sit quietly and let whatever comes come, let whatever goes go, and see what remains. See what's the one thing that does not come and go. Which of course is awareness itself. It's like the sky, the space within which all the objects, the planets, the weather, everything comes and goes within space. But space itself just is. And the space itself is not affected by the things that come and go within it. So this awareness is naturally, by its nature, not affected by the things that move through it. It's just like open space. Everything goes through it frictionlessly. So there's nothing for us to do but rest as this awareness. Rest like open space. Even to say, let the things pass through us, is to say too much, because they just pass through us. We have no choice. So just remain as you are. That's simple. Just rest as empty, open, free awareness, just as you are. Not trying to relax, not trying to concentrate, not looking for any particular kind of experience. That's all work. And we've quit work. We're completely unemployed, just hanging out as this space of open awareness. Nothing to figure out, nothing to remember. Nothing to achieve, no way to achieve it. Any thoughts about achieving this or accomplishing that or Those are all just thoughts within this open awareness where we already are. So just relax your grip on those thoughts. Just relax back into this awareness which is always already present. That's simple. This presence is always present. Anytime we find ourselves getting caught up, tightening our grip, focusing on one of the many things within this expansive awareness, such as a thought or a feeling, just relax that grip. That's all. Don't try to push the thing away. Don't try to resolve it. Just relax back into yourself, really, which is this open awareness. Any feelings that might arise, whether they're feelings of joy or pleasure or restlessness or confusion, anything. Doesn't matter what the thoughts are. They're just one more experience passing through this sky-like expanse of awareness. It doesn't matter what you feel. Just like it doesn't matter whether you hear a car passing or a bird passing. Nothing leaves tracks in the sky. Nothing dents the sky. And nothing, no feeling, no sound, no anything dents, damages, or improves the awareness. So nothing to do but relax back into this space-like awareness, which you always already are. Now leave the eyes closed and take a couple of minutes to bring the body back to a more active state. It's like waking up from a nice nap. Might want to shift around a little, stretch a little. Take a couple, 2-3 minutes that way, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. But always take your time, easing out.